aging?
The dry aging is the natural process of aging the beef itself. Actually, there's a few requirements. First of all, we have to use the top quality beef, fresh, not frozen. There's a certain condition in the aging box that we process our dry aging. The dry aging, we need to have a temperature and a humidity control. With the top quality of the beef, we put it in the dry aging room. Naturally, 1 to 2 degrees and 80% of the humidity level. Within 28 days, it actually dry ages itself to enhance the flavor itself.
I've always wondered though, what is the best cut of beef for dry aging?
We typically dry age porterhouse, also the New York strip, and also the ribeye. Every piece of meat has a different flavor profile, and our signature dish is obviously the porterhouse. Porterhouse contains one part of the sirloin and the other part of the tenderloin. So you could enjoy the two different types of flavor and the juiciness. If I really have to say what is the best part of the meat to dry age, is I would say it's a porterhouse.
During dry aging, a significant amount of moisture is removed to concentrate and enhance the flavor of the beef. As a result, dry-aged steaks tend to dry a lot quicker than fresh-cut steaks during the cooking process.
So to prepare a piece of juicy dry-aged steak, excellent cooking time and temperature control is extremely crucial. The steak is seasoned with salt just before cooking, and is cooked in a broiler which can generate heat up to 650 degrees Celsius. The extreme high heat can seal in the juices and flavors.
Both sides of the steak is grilled for a perfectly caramelized crust. Chef Cousin then lets the steak rest for 6 to 8 minutes, before slicing the tender and juicy filet and sirloin and serving them on a sizzling hot plate. The steak looks delicious. So Marcus, let me ask you, what do you think are the best side dishes to go with the steak?
That is such a hard question. Where do I even start? There's so many of them. Having said that though, I do have some personal favorites. Let me show you, and I'll bet you'll like them too.
Sure.
Potato lovers will enjoy this side dish, which uses potato from Idaho, United States.
The potato cubes are mixed with onion and shortening before they are grilled at 260 degrees Celsius until golden brown. Incredibly flavorful, it's a great accompaniment to the steak.
Creamed spinach is a steakhouse staple in the States, and it's easy to understand why. There's nothing like a saucy plate of greens to cut the rich umami flavors of a medium rare steak.
Another classic accompaniment has got to be the mac and cheese. The version here has a generous amount of Boston lobster, and the slightly baked cheese crust is crispy and rich in flavor.
If you're also a seafood lover, don't forget to save room for the seafood platter, which overflows with fresh jumbo shrimp cocktail, lobster in half shell, and crab meat.
An abundance of fresh seafood just makes a fabulously healthy and refreshing shared platter. Compared to normal steaks, this dry-aged steak that we just tried has much more depth in terms of its flavor. Not only is it tender, but it's also really juicy. And the juice is much more concentrated, making it tastier. The flavor of the meat is also really rich.
Joyce, I gotta say, the whole experience has been incredible. We've managed to pack a lot of good times and good taste into this one meal. I'm very impressed with the food, very impressed with the whole atmosphere, the cozy atmosphere of the restaurant. I admire the dedication and the passion the chef has. So all in all, definitely a great meal to remember.